Hello, everyone. How many of you have heard the phrase, the early bird catches the worm? Now, don't get me wrong, it's great to show up, be punctual, and be available when people need you. But here's the catch, just being there isn't enough. If you're constantly available but don't bring value, you become part of the background, like wallpaper. Reliable, yes, but easily overlooked. Today, I want to challenge you to flip the script. Stop striving to simply be present and start focusing on being valuable. Think about this. The world doesn't reward people for showing up. It rewards people who make an impact. Whether it's in your relationships, your career, or your personal growth, value is what changes the game. Value is what makes you unforgettable. Being valuable doesn't mean being perfect. It means being intentional. It means showing up with purpose, clarity, and something that only you can bring to the table. Today, I'm going to give you 6 key principles to help you shift from being available to being invaluable. These are the tools to make your mark, to stand out, and to live a life that demands respect, not just attention. Define your unique value. Yeah. Your unique value is the combination of qualities, skills, experiences, and perspectives that set you apart from everyone else. And it's what makes you irreplaceable in any setting, whether it's personal or professional. So, the first step in defining your unique value is self awareness, which means taking the time to understand who you are, what you're good at, what you love doing, and what others consistently seek from you. Um, because often your most valuable traits are the ones you naturally bring to the table, but may overlook as just normal, even though they are what make you extraordinary in ways others cannot replicate. It's not just about your technical skills or credentials, but also about the intangibles, like your ability to connect with others, your problem solving mindset, your creativity, or even your resilience in challenging situations. And to truly define your unique value, you need to dig deep into your experiences, reflecting on moments when you've made a difference or received genuine appreciation for something. Only you could do the way you did it, which requires asking questions like, what do I bring to the table that others don't? Or what would people miss about me if I wasn't around? And answering honestly without selling yourself short or undervaluing traits you assume everyone possesses because they don't. Um, Once you've identified what makes you unique, the next step is to refine it by investing in it intentionally because raw talent or natural ability alone is not enough if it's left undeveloped. So, if your strength lies in communication, work on becoming an even better storyteller, negotiator, or presenter. And if your value comes from being innovative, make it a priority to sharpen your critical thinking skills, embrace new ideas, and stay curious because the more you hone uh, and amplify your unique qualities, the more visible and impactful they become. It's also essential to understand how your unique value aligns with the needs of others because value isn't defined in isolation. It's defined in the context of how you solve problems, contribute meaningfully, or make life better for others. Um, so think about the people you interact with, the challenges you face in your work or community, and the goals you're pursuing, and identify where your unique value intersects with these areas. Because when you can position yourself as the answer to a specific need, you move from being seen as nice to have to being perceived as indispensable. Learn to say no strategically. Saying no strategically is one of the most powerful tools you can use to protect your time, energy, and focus. Because when you say yes to everything that comes your way, you risk spreading yourself too thin, losing sight of your priorities, and ultimately diminishing the value you bring to the table. So, the first step in mastering the art of saying no is understanding that your time is finite and every commitment you take on is a trade off, which means that for every yes you give to something that doesn't align with your goals, values, or long term vision, you're saying no to something else that might be more meaningful, productive, or impactful. It's not about being selfish or unhelpful, but about being intentional and discerning with how you allocate your resources, because your energy is one of your most valuable assets. And when you overcommit, you're not just robbing yourself of time, you're robbing others of the best version of you. So, learning to say no strategically begins with clarity, which means getting clear about what truly matters to you, what aligns with your personal or professional goals, and what activities or obligations will help you grow, contribute, and thrive. So you can create a mental framework to evaluate every request or opportunity that comes your way and determine whether it deserves a yes or a polite but firm no. One of the biggest challenges people face when learning to say no is the fear of disappointing others, um, or being perceived as uncooperative. But it's important to remember that saying no doesn't have to be harsh, abrupt, or confrontational. It's about communicating your boundaries and priorities in a way that's respectful, confident, and authentic. So instead of responding impulsively to every request, give yourself the space to pause, evaluate, and respond thoughtfully, which can include phrases like, let me check my schedule and get back to you, or I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm unable to commit at this time. Because this approach not only buys you time, but also allows you to consider how the request fits into your larger priorities before giving a definitive answer. Another key aspect of saying no strategically is identifying which commitments are essential and which ones are distractions, because not all opportunities are created equal. And just because something seems urgent or important in the moment doesn't mean it aligns with your long-term goals or adds meaningful value to your life. So developing the ability to distinguish between high impact opportunities and low value tasks is critical, which requires taking a step back and asking questions like, does this align with my core goals or values? Or will this help me move closer to where I want to be in the future? Or is this something only I can do? Or can it be delegated to someone else? um, and allowing uh, your answers to guide your decision-making process. Hmm. It's also essential to practice saying no in a way that keeps relationships intact. Um, because turning down requests doesn't mean burning bridges. And often, a well delivered no can actually strengthen mutual respect, especially when it's paired with honesty and an alternative solution, which might look like offering a referral, suggesting a different timeline, or simply expressing appreciation for the opportunity while being upfront about your current limitations. Because people value authenticity and will often respect your boundaries when you're clear and sincere about them. And deliver results, not just effort. Um, Delivering results is about shifting your focus from merely working hard to achieving meaningful outcomes that create impact. Because while effort is important and shows commitment, it's the tangible results you produce that truly matter and make you stand out. Um, and the key to delivering results begins with clarity, which means understanding exactly what's expected of you, defining the goals you're working toward, and identifying the metrics by which success will be measured. Because without clear objectives, even your best efforts can become misdirected or inefficient. So the first step is always to ask questions, seek alignment, and ensure you're working toward outcomes that add real value to the people or organizations you serve. Delivering results requires a strategic approach to how you manage your time, energy, and resources because simply being busy or putting in long hours doesn't guarantee success. So instead of focusing on how much you're doing, shift your mindset to prioritize what you're doing, which means identifying the tasks or actions that have the greatest potential to move the needle and concentrating your efforts on those high impact areas. Because productivity is not about quantity, it's about quality. And when you direct your energy toward the right activities, you set yourself up to achieve outcomes that matter. It's also essential to embrace accountability when it comes to delivering results because taking ownership of your work and its outcomes builds trust and credibility. And this means being proactive about setting realistic timelines, tracking progress, and communicating openly about challenges or setbacks because delivering results isn't just about the end product, it's about the process and how you show up along the way. So instead of waiting for others to follow up or check in, take the initiative to keep them informed, demonstrate your commitment to the goal, and adjust your approach as needed to stay on track. Um, Another critical component of delivering results is the ability to focus on solutions rather than problems, because challenges and obstacles are inevitable, but what sets high achievers apart is their ability to adapt, pivot, and find ways to overcome those barriers. So, when faced with setbacks, resist the urge to dwell on what's gone wrong and instead channel your energy into finding actionable solutions that move you closer to the desired outcome, which requires creativity, resilience, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone to explore new ideas or approaches that might lead to better results. Collaboration also plays a vital role in delivering results because while individual effort is valuable, the most significant outcomes are often achieved through teamwork and collective problem solving. So it's important to know when to seek input, leverage the strengths of others, and build partnerships that amplify your ability to deliver. And this includes being open to feedback, sharing credit for successes, and fostering an environment where everyone involved feels empowered to contribute their best work. Because delivering results is rarely a solo effort, and recognizing the value of collaboration can elevate both the quality and impact of what you achieve. Show up with a purpose. Showing up with a purpose means going beyond simply being present and engaging with intention, focus, and clarity about what you want to achieve in any situation. Because when you approach every interaction, task, or challenge with a clear purpose, you elevate your presence and demonstrate a level of commitment that sets you apart. So, the first step in showing up with a purpose is understanding the why behind your actions, which means asking yourself questions like, what is the goal I want to achieve here? Or what value can I bring to this situation? And allowing your answers to guide how you approach the moment. Because when you know your purpose, you operate with a sense of direction that ensures your energy is channeled into meaningful contributions. To show up with a purpose, preparation is key because purpose-driven action requires thought, planning, and a proactive mindset. So whether you're walking into a meeting, starting a project, or having a conversation, take the time to prepare by gathering information, clarifying objectives, and anticipating challenges or questions. Because preparation not only boosts your confidence, but also positions you to contribute effectively and make the most of the opportunity. And it's in this preparation that you begin to define your purpose for that specific moment, which allows you to enter with clarity and focus rather than simply reacting to whatever unfolds. Another critical aspect of showing up with a purpose is being fully present in the moment, because purpose isn't just about knowing your goals. It's also about how you engage with the people and situations around you. So this means putting aside distractions, tuning into what's happening, and listening actively to others, because being present signals respect, builds trust, and helps you pick up on details or opportunities that might otherwise be missed. And when you combine presence with intention, you create a powerful dynamic that allows you to contribute at a higher level and leave a stronger impression. Showing up with a purpose also requires alignment between your actions and your values. Because when your actions reflect your deeper principles and priorities, they carry more weight and authenticity. And this alignment ensures that the purpose driving your efforts is not just about meeting external expectations, but also about staying true to what matters most to you. So take the time to reflect on your core values and ensure that the purpose you bring to each situation is grounded in integrity and a sense of genuine commitment to the things that truly matter in the bigger picture. And it's important to recognize that showing up with a purpose doesn't always mean having all the answers or achieving perfection, but it does mean being intentional about how you approach challenges and being willing to adapt and pivot when needed. Um, because purpose is not rigid. It's a guiding principle that allows you to navigate uncertainty with clarity and confidence. So even when things don't go as planned, having a purpose ensures you can stay focused on what truly matters and make adjustments that keep you moving forward. Mm, keep evolving. Keeping evolving is about embracing the mindset that growth is not a destination, but a continuous journey. Because the world is constantly changing, and the only way to remain relevant, effective, and impactful is to keep learning, adapting, and pushing beyond your comfort zone, which begins with cultivating self awareness, because understanding where you are today is the foundation for identifying the areas where you can grow. So take time to reflect on your strengths, weaknesses, and the gaps between where you are and where you want to be. Because evolution starts with a willingness to be honest with yourself about what's working, what's not, and what needs to change. Um, a key part of evolving is maintaining a growth mindset, which means believing that your abilities, intelligence, and potential are not fixed but can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. Because when you approach life with a growth mindset, challenges become opportunities to learn, failures become stepping stones to success, and feedback becomes a tool for improvement rather than a source of criticism. So embrace curiosity, ask questions, and stay open to new ideas and perspectives. Because the more you seek to expand your knowledge and understanding, the more equipped you'll be to handle change and seize new opportunities. Um, Keeping evolving also requires a commitment to continuous learning, which means making it a priority to acquire new skills, stay informed about trends in your field, and explore areas that stretch your capabilities. Because whether it's through formal education, online courses, mentorship, or hands on experience, investing in your own growth is one of the most valuable things you can do. So set aside time for learning regularly, read books, listen to podcasts, attend workshops, or even engage in meaningful conversations with people who challenge your thinking. Because every new piece of knowledge or experience you gain adds to the value you bring and keeps you ahead of the curve. Another critical aspect of evolving is adaptability, because the ability to adjust to changing circumstances and pivot when needed is one of the most important skills you can develop in today's fast pacing and unpredictable world. So instead of resisting change, lean into it, embrace uncertainty, and look for the opportunities that come with it. Because evolution isn't about staying the same, it's about recognizing when it's time to let go of old habits, beliefs, or approaches that no longer serve you and replacing them with new ones that align with your current goals and the realities of the environment around you. Oh, to keep evolving, it's also essential to challenge yourself by stepping outside your comfort zone, because growth doesn't happen when you stay where it's safe and familiar. It happens when you take risks, try new things, and push yourself to achieve more than you thought possible. So set ambitious goals, seek out experiences that scare or excite you, and be willing to embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. Because every time you stretch yourself in this way, you expand your capabilities and open the door to new possibilities that can take you to the next level. Another important part of evolving is learning from your experiences, because every success, failure, or setback you encounter holds valuable lessons that can help you grow if you take the time to reflect on them. So instead of simply moving on from challenges or achievements, ask yourself what you've learned, what you could do differently next time, and how you can apply those lessons moving forward. Because evolution is not just about acquiring new knowledge, but also about applying what you've learned in practical, meaningful ways that drive continuous improvement. Build relationships, not dependencies. Building relationships, not dependencies, is about fostering connections based on mutual respect, trust, and collaboration, rather than creating situations where others rely on you excessively or feel unable to act without your input. Because while being helpful and supportive is essential, true value in a relationship comes from empowering others to stand on their own and contribute independently, which begins with recognizing the difference between being a resource and becoming a crutch. Because when you act as a resource, you provide guidance, support, and tools that enable others to succeed. But when you act as a crutch, you risk undermining their ability to grow, make decisions, or take responsibility for their own outcomes. Key part of building strong relationships is setting clear boundaries, because healthy connections require a balance of give and take. And when boundaries are unclear, it can lead to situations where one party feels overburdened or the other becomes overly reliant. So start by defining what you can and cannot do, communicating those boundaries openly and respectfully, and encouraging others to take ownership of their responsibilities. Because when people know where you stand, they're more likely to respect your limits and develop the confidence to handle things on their own, which strengthens the relationship and ensures it's built on mutual empowerment rather than dependency. Another essential aspect of building relationships is fostering open and honest communication, because strong connections thrive on transparency. And when people feel they can share their thoughts, challenges, and ideas without fear of judgment, it creates an environment of trust and collaboration. So make it a priority to listen actively, ask thoughtful questions, and provide constructive feedback that helps others grow. And is when you engage in meaningful dialogue and show genuine interest in others' perspectives, you create a foundation for a relationship where both parties feel valued and capable of contributing to shared goals. To avoid creating dependencies, it's important to focus on developing the skills and strengths of others, because empowering people to solve problems, make decisions, and take initiative not only builds their confidence, but also reduces the likelihood that they'll rely on you for every solution. So instead of stepping in to do things for them, take the time to mentor, coach, or guide them through the process, which might involve sharing knowledge, offering resources, or providing encouragement. Because the more you invest in their growth, the more capable and independent they become, and the stronger the relationship grows as a result. Building relationships also involves collaboration and recognizing the unique strengths and contributions of others, because when you work together as equals, you create a dynamic where everyone feels their input matters and no one person carries the entire burden. So take the time to identify and appreciate the talents, perspectives, and efforts of those around you, and look for ways to create opportunities for them to shine. Because when people see that you value their contributions, um, they're more likely to step up, take ownership, and engage fully uh, in the relationship, which creates a sense of partnership rather than dependency. So, another critical aspect of building relationships is showing consistency and reliability without overextending yourself. Because trust is built through actions that demonstrate your commitment and integrity, but it's also important to balance this with self care and the ability to prioritize your own needs. So be mindful of how much you're giving and ensure that the support you provide is sustainable, because relationships built on overextension often lead to burnout or resentment, while those built on balance, consistent effort foster mutual respect and long term connection.